a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
and Matt, because you guys are both Star Wars people too. So I feel like the original Spider-Man trilogy kind of gets a bad rep, kind of like the prequels almost. Like, what is that about? Like, why do people look back at those? Like now, it's like, oh, everyone's nostalgic. Like, oh, Tobey Maguire is gonna be with Tom Holland, and they're all like excited. But what is that? Like, why was there this kind of like bad taste in people's mouth? Do you guys think?
Um, I think for Star Wars, because I like
Mm-hmm.
just to comment on the Star Wars, because I'm
Go
like
ahead.
OD with this type of stuff that I've looked into.
Yeah.
A lot of it to me just comes down to just like not willing to embrace new. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is like the older generation who like
Mm-hmm.
grew up with Star Wars and they felt like everything that was beyond what they had saw was just like was dirt, like, and you can't change their mind, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it comes from like that generation. Like it's like my dad's generation. I've talked about this with a lot of people with people from that era.
Yeah.
I think it's like the baby boomers have this very like set in
Close to the
their
chest.
ways,
Yeah.
close to the chest, like very loyal. So I
Yeah.
feel like to them it's like it's the original Star Wars and that's it. They shouldn't even make them. Like I know my dad was a huge original Star Wars guy and hasn't even like watched like the newest ones
That's
that have
that's
come
so
out
funny.
because he just is over it.
Matt,
But
what about you? I
yeah,
know you're a
that's what I.
big prequel guy too.
Oh, I love the prequels. That's kind of like when I watched the original
Actually, let
trilogy
me ask you
first.
something slightly different. So, you and I have had conversation in the past where
Oh
where
God,
you've been kind of
we're
like
pivoting.
not to put you on the spot, but like you've been kind of like, oh no, the prequels aren't great, blah blah blah. You
Mm.
Yeah.
had this flip. So like, what was that moment where you had that flip? Yeah.
Um, I think it's kind of just being like honest with
Mm,
myself and just being like, I enjoy this and I don't really care why. And I kind of went
yeah.
back and I've been meaning to watch the other, like go back like deeper and fully embrace the prequels.
Yeah.
I rewatched Phantom Menace like a few months ago and I texted you that
Yeah.
night. And I rewatched it. I was going to. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna take this movie in for what it is, and just because people say it's confusing, there's a bunch of other issues.
Hmm.
I watched the movie. And I'm like, this is a very fun movie.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
what are people's issues with it?
Mhm.
And it becomes like it's fun to pile on and it's fun to meme
Yep.
stuff. And I've been meaning to go back to the other ones, but when I was putting together like a list of like thinking about like my favorite Star Wars
Yep.
movies, like A New Hope or like Empire Strikes Back, like those are the ones that are always at the top. And I love those movies, but I decided I was like, nah, if I could watch a Star Wars movie every day, like only for the rest of my life, it would be Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
I'm
no
like that
question.
movie is just like
No
the
question.
pinnacle for me. It's like that was the height of my
Yeah.
interest in that franchise.